and this is going to be a dramatic question, okay? So just stick around for it, okay? And give me your honest answer.
Okay.
I'm not saying that I agree with the question. I will give my answer after you give yours. Has the Russell Wilson magic run its course for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Have we seen the highs and are now experiencing the lows of Russell Wilson?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
you're experiencing lows. I don't think
Yeah.
that this is cut and dry. Oh, this is what it's going to be now. I think Russell Wilson and I think the offensive coordinator needs to go back to what was working in the first couple of games when they were saying, well, we're going to do a little bit of quick strike offense to set up the long ball. They become too much of a one-trick pony whenever they're going long ball, long ball, long ball, long ball, because in a game like last night, when the weather takes that out of the equation, you become a one-trick pony, which is why we saw Justin Fields in there way more than they probably expected to put Justin Fields in there, because
Yes.
they were one-dimensional. And their running game became ineffective because then the Browns just started run blitzing. So what did they have to do? They had to add a dimension, and they have one on the sideline in Justin Fields. That's what they had to rely on. It gets them out of character. It gets them off rhythm. And I think that is what we saw last night. And again, the important thing is both of these poor performances came against AFC North opponents.
Yes.
You eventually got to do it, though. Like that, I will say that because the magic hasn't run out. But eventually you have to show me that you can beat an AFC North defense, and that's what we have yet to see. Because at the same time, how much of this discussion are we having if the Steelers hold it down and we say the last thing we saw out of Russell Wilson was that not moonball, I've seen some people call it a moonball, that absolute strike to Calvin Austin in the snow to put them up on a 3rd and long.
I agree.
That changes the conversation. So I don't think the magic has dissipated. I think there are certain things that need to be done schematically to get him back to what he was against the Giants and the Jets.
I agree. I think a lot of what he was against the Giants and the Jets is what he has been. It's just worked better. But I agree with you. I do agree with you. I don't think the magic has run out. I think he's getting easier to be schemed against. I think teams have more of an understanding of what is coming, which is half him and half Arthur Smith, obviously. But I do think that the first 3 games, team said, really the first 2 games, team said, oh, Russell Wilson, what are we going to get? Everybody talks about the moon ball, but Russell Wilson's still Russell Wilson, man. He could do it all. The 3rd game, I mean, he got kind of lucky. That they won that game because that conversation would have been different. The 4th game, okay, moonball's gone, pal. There's no moonball. What's happening? Everybody's talking about how bad the offensive line is. It is. Okay, well, how do you adjust? You don't throw moonballs anymore. You throw shorter passes, which, again, partially on Arthur Smith, half on Arthur Smith. This one was the same thing. Was, okay, you need to do something. You need something else. You found a beautiful pass to Pat Freiermuth on 3rd and whatever, and in a tight window. Why is there not more of that? Why are they not doing more? Why are the short passes screen passes to Darnell Washington? What are we doing here? And that's Arthur Smith. But that magic is through Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson.
400,000. That's how many men have rescued their nuts from stiff, unforgiving jeans, all thanks to the perfect jean. These jeans have enough stretch to accommodate Thanksgiving dinner and are comfy enough to wear all day watching Sunday football. Plus, even though they feel like sweatpants, they look good enough to be your go-to pants for date night. The perfect jean has the perfect size for everybody, and we mean everybody. They've got 6 different fits, waists running from 26 to 50 and lengths from 26 to 38, which means there are over 5,000 possible combinations of pants for you to choose from. So if you're a short king or actually 6'5", if you love a loose fit or are still in your skinny jean era, or if you're bulking up or cutting down, the perfect jean is the perfect option for you. For a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc or Google The Perfect Gene and use our code ALLSteelers15 for 15% off. It's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectgene.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code ALLSteelers15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectgene.nyc with promo code ALLSteelers15. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Fuck your khakis and get the perfect gene.
And I don't know. I don't think it's run out, obviously. I think Russ is still the guy. But 4 days ago, we were making excuses for Russ. Today, you're 2 AFC North teams in, and you could say, well, they're AFC North battles. You have to win. You have to play well in these AFC North. Ben Roethlisberger owned the Cleveland Browns. Owned them. They were there. They were his child. That's how much he owned the Cleveland Browns. Should probably have stake in the team, honestly. The Haslams should say, Ben, here's 25% for what you have done. You have to be able to win those games. You have to be able to play well in those games. And where we sit right now, I think his 2-game resume, which isn't a lot, but you only get 6. You only get 6 this season. It's not like you have a 3-year deal in front of you. You got a 1-year, 6-game prove it. The Steelers will not negotiate in season. So this is all right now. You are a third of your way through the AFC North. And you have not proven that you are an AFC North quarterback. And you need to. Because if you do not, and again, I don't think you don't even think about benching Russell Wilson. He is your best shot to win a Super Bowl. And, the Steelers are still very much so a name to watch for a Super Bowl. But if he does not prove that he is capable of winning in the AFC North and being the guy in the AFC North, I think the Steelers have a very tough decision to make this offseason about where they go at quarterback. And I think that the conversation becomes more maybe the upside of Justin Fields is worth it than what Russell Wilson was able to do, because you have to win the AFC North to get into the playoffs. That is goal 1, if you ask the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Russ is a third of his way through that and is not an AFC North quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to sit here and disagree with anything you said, because in this league, you are built to be successful through your division. And for the Steelers, unfortunately, that all came at once, right? We talked about it a lot, but it's 2 games in, and yeah, he's 1-1, but we can't give him too much credit for that win against the Baltimore Ravens, can we? So he has yet to show it. There have been mitigating circumstances in the one game, but the good thing is he has 4 more chances to kind of prove it. 2 of them coming back to back, including a revenge spot against the Browns back on home turf on December 8th. So it certainly is concerning that he hasn't been able to perform against the teams that you're going to see every year, twice a year. But again, like you said, small sample size and not the only factor, because the offensive line struggled at times. The wide receivers struggled at times where Kirk Herbstreit couldn't go 2 plays without saying, if Russ gets out of rhythm, if Russ gets out of schedule, comes out of the pocket and starts scrambling, these wide receivers seem like they don't know what to do. They don't know to go towards the ball, to come back towards the quarterback, to try to get open. So it's not all on Russ. It is a larger problem than that, which is concerning. But I do think that there is a level of concern whenever you look at Russell Wilson 2 games into his AFC North tenure and say he hasn't really stepped up to the challenge.
I agree. You need to. You got 4 more games to do so, but you need to. It will decide. You can win a Super Bowl, okay, and that changes everything. But if you go to the playoffs, you win a playoff game and you lose, and you have even if you win the AFC North and you win, if you go 5-1, okay, but you do nothing, that's a conversation to be had. And again, it's Mike Tomlin, so he makes bad, poor decisions that don't make any logical sense all the time. But this one would be tough to explain.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. See all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. And for any that you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them with just a few taps. Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all accounts, easily creates a personalized budget with custom categories to help keep your spending on track, and sees your monthly spending trends in each category to know exactly where your money is going. Get alerts if your bills increase in price, there's unusual spending activity, or if you're close to going over your budget. And the new goals feature automatically saves money for you without you even having to think about it. Whether your goal is to pay off your credit card debt, put away money for a house, or just build your savings, Rocket Money makes it easy. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you, sometimes up to 20%. They automatically scan your bills to find opportunities to save. Then you can ask them to negotiate for you. They'll deal with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions. They could save members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/allsteelers. That's rocketmoney.com/allsteelers. rocketmoney.com/allsteelers.